Yo, Terence Crawford's next fight just got announced. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chat channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. It's about to go down. You guys see this? Hold on. Y'all see it? Hold on. Oh, yeah. It's about to go down. Top Rank just announced Terence Crawford's next fight. December 14th, Terence Crawford versus Aegis Kavalaskis. Not really good with names. December 14th, Madison Square Garden. This was long rumored that this would be Crawford's return fight. This is also Terence Bud Crawford, his mandatory. He beat Jeff Horn to become the WBO champion at welterweight. His first fight, he became a champion after being undisputed, and now he's taking on his mandatory, Madison Square Garden, on regular ESPN. That is the main event. Now, the co-feature is another good fight that I'm looking forward to. Actually, I think this steals the show. You know, I think Terence, from what I've seen to Terence Crawford, he's just too skilled for Mean Machine. So I'm heavily favoring Crawford to win. But Aegis Kavalaskis, you know, I don't know who he's training with right now, but he was training with Robert Garcia, so he has some experience and he has some pop. So, you know, the guy doesn't have anything to lose. Fighting a guy like Terence Crawford, Mean Machine, you know, he's going to try to make it a rough fight. It's been year of the upset, you know. The guys like Otto Violin and Tyson Fury, Sergey Derevyanchenko, Julian J. Rod Williams versus Hurd. Guys that have been pure underdogs. I know they have to be motivated by seeing the Andy Ruizes of the world beat Joshua and guys that they weren't favored to beat, or at least even have the perspective or the perception from fans that they won these fights. So, you know, Crawford, he's the name that people are matching with Spence. Spence obviously was in a car accident, so he's going to be out of commission for a while, but Crawford is the guy that people are checking for and have been for a while, and they're rating him and ranking him highly. So he, you know, he's going to want to look to do what he's been doing and impress. Mean Machine doesn't really lose. He's a mandatory getting a title shot. So, and like I said, he has power, but I'm heavily favoring Crawford. But the fight that I'm looking forward to probably the most in terms of the competitive is Teofimo Lopez versus Richard Commey. Now, Richard Commey, all of his fights have been, you know, really contested, like his losses and stuff. He fought Robert Easter. That was my first fight where I really got to check for him, and that was a war. Robert Easter got dropped in the fight. Robert Easter dropped him, and it was an all-out war. At that time, he had like a 90%, 91% knockout ratio. Very tough fighter from Africa, and he even had a tough fight with Denis Shafikov, things like that. Richard Commey, he won the title on a top ranked card via stoppage. He stopped the guy, you know, these were the highest ranking guys, stopped him for the IBF belt. Teofimo's been calling out Vasily Lomachenko, but before he gets that, Lomachenko said, get a belt first. Now it's his opportunity. So Richard Commey is a power puncher. He's a good fighter. He, at this moment, has a better resume over Teofimo because he's been in there with the Robert Easters and Denis Shafikovs and guys like that. He fought for a title, became a champion. So Teofimo, he's going to have to take that from him. And then they also have a rematch from the Rio Olympics, the Mick Connellan versus Vladimir Nikitin. You know, again, I'm not really good with names. So Top Rank, it's a triple header. I'm looking forward to it. This is what Terence Crawford put. You know, let me pull it up for you guys. Mark your calendars. Make sure you mark your calendars down for December 14th. I'll be back in action live on ESPN. MSG is work time. I like that. So, you know, not a bad card. You know, I think Top Rank's doing what they can with what they have. Obviously, people want to see. The only downside is what we already know with Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford, immensely talented. He's, you know, a star in his own right in terms of what he brings to boxing. He could be really a generational fighter. The only downside is most of the guys that people want to see him fight are aligned with PBC. And for obvious reasons and political reasons, those fights aren't being made, you know. And people are going to blame PBC, but I can't blame PBC because Top Rank has always done this as well, where they prefer and for years made the in-house matchup. They put Pacquiao when he was a cash cow for Top Rank. They had their own plans for Pacquiao, and they put him in not with any PBC guys, but they put him in with who they wanted to. And a lot of times it was like Brandon Rios coming off a loss, Jesse Vargas, other fights that people didn't really even want to see. That's not the fights they wanted to see. They wanted to see Pacquiao versus Adrian Broner at that time, Pacquiao, Keith Thurman. Those fights didn't happen until Pacquiao left Top Rank. So it is what it is. I'm not mad at the triple header. I know some people are going to be mad, and they're going to be like, oh, why is Terence Crawford fighting him? It's a mandatory. I personally like watching Terence Crawford fight. So, and like I said, I think Top Rank did the best with what they have in their stable to try to close the year with the triple header. So I'm not really mad at it, but I know how boxing fans are, and boxing fans, we've been spoiled. We've seen some really good fights. Maurice Hooker, Jose Ramirez, Julian J. Rock Williams, Hurd, Otto Wallin versus Fury wasn't bad. Triple G, Sergey Derenchenko, and of course Sean Porter versus Errol Spence, Pacquiao, Thurman. They're all good fights. So, people have a bloodlust for good fights, but also the big names mixing them up, and unfortunately, Terence Crawford is not really in that conversation. Again, for obvious reasons, he re-signed with Top Rank. Everybody knew Top Rank didn't have the prime welterweight roster, and that's what it is. So now he's forced fighting mandatories and staying busy and stuff like that. I have no idea if he doesn't fight a PBC guy next year, I don't even know who they can even match him with. Kell Brook, that's something that was floating around. Is Terence Crawford going to have to move up to 154? So I don't want to think too far ahead. I don't know. Crawford has to get past Mean Machine, but that's the only negative is, Crawford, as talented as he is, his skills aren't matched with more of a name-recognized commodity. He's going to have to fight guys like Mean Machine, and he already went through Jeff Horn, ruined him because he just got stopped again in a higher weight. Jose Benavidez got injured before the Luis Collazo fight, so we haven't really seen Benavidez back in action. And Amir Khan quit, and then he fought a featherweight Billy Dibb. So Crawford ruins people. He's high risk, great fighter, but ultimately the best guys for him to fight are not aligned with his promotion. So this is probably the best that Top Rank could do to close their year. And like I said, I give him credit. It's a triple header, and Crawford does good crowds at Madison Square Garden. He's fought their Hank Lundy fight, Felix Diaz, and probably a few other fights. So I like them that they're keeping him active and he's moving around and he's satisfying the mandatory. So he enters a brand new year, 2020, with a clean slate, a clean bill of health. The Mick Connellan versus Nikitin fight, again, that's a rematch from the Rio Olympics. There was controversy there, so this can kind of settle the score. If you guys remember, Mick Connellan was kind of disputing. He even put his thumbs down like that after the judges read. Vladimir Nikitin, as his name kind of sounds, he's from Russia. So a lot of people think there was like some politics and political things, like payoffs and, conspiracy theories and stuff. So hopefully we don't get that again, where it's, controversy and ends on that note. Both guys have the opportunity, but Mick Connellan definitely would look to avenge this because he feels he beat him in the amateurs. Now that Top Rank has both fighters, we're going to see what's what. And this is a big step up, and I've been wanting to see a step up with Mick Connellan. Shakur Stevenson kind of already had his with Christopher Pitbull Diaz, and I was waiting for Connellan to have any semblance of a step up. So this is a meaningful fight where he's going to have to step up, and he has to prove that he thinks he beat this Vladimir dude in the Olympics. So now you get a second crack at it. He's going to have to make it do what it do. But this is if I'm not mistaken, this is the match in the Olympics where he put his thumbs down after the judges' scorecard was left, and he kind of went off on the judges, and then he flipped them all off. So we'll see how it plays out in the pros. pros is a different game than amateurs and Olympics and stuff like that. So, you know, all in all, I think it's a solid card. Let me know what you guys think. Top Rank, that's their triple header, December 14th, headlined by Terence Crawford to close off the year, again on regular ESPN. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think of it. Again, I just like Crawford a lot. You know, I like seeing him, and we'll see if he extends his win streak. And he's in there with the puncher and the mandatory, so he gets to settle that. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We working.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.